Because,
massively.
I don't know. See, everybody says the same thing, but I mean, I don't know if you follow DoorDash or Uber or Lyft, their earnings calls, if they're whatever they're, money making or money losing
Mhm.
ambitions they have.
Yep.
Um, you know, DoorDash had its best quarter, supposedly, as far as numbers are concerned. They squeezed 27% more than the quarter before, as
Mhm.
far as delivered orders into the system.
Yeah.
Now, that has something to do, obviously, with the marketing that they pushed, like
Mhm.
last few months. Oh, if you're top dasher, you get this, like, the typical carrot and the stick that we're used to in the rideshare world. But now I'm kind of learning that the same thing exists in all gig companies, right? They have good
Sure.
parts and they have bad parts. So
Of
for I'm
course.
curious to talk about this, top dasher versus side dasher versus, you know, all the fun and games that they call the diamond status and all that good stuff, right? So explain to our audience what they are and what your opinion is about these things.
Okay. So I am not at all in favor of Top Dasher. DoorDash themselves on their website does not make the claim it gives you better orders. So whoever is pushing that hasn't done the research. If DoorDash isn't claiming it, it isn't happening. Straight up. As far as the Diamond program, the high pay order program, my market was one of the first in the country to get that, and I did a video where I tested it out. And at the time, what they were doing was pardon me, they were claiming that you would get $2 a mile, but the keyword was during delivery. So if you had to drive 8 miles to the restaurant, but then from the restaurant to the customer was $2 a mile, they would show that like badge. So I put up a couple screenshots in that video that were like $4.75 for 6, 8 miles. So I mean, not only was it not $2 a mile, it was less than $1 a mile. Um, my personal opinion from what I've seen in that program and my own personal experience in it, it's the exact same orders that everybody's pulling from. Just if you have a higher acceptance rate, you're going to get the diamond on your screen. But the guy, you know, 20 feet away from you in the parking lot who has a 2% acceptance rate stands just as high of a chance of getting that order as the next guy.
So nobody has cracked the algorithm as a lot of these gig tubers claim, right?
The way that the DoorDash app works, I'm not even convinced that they know how their app works, let alone somebody on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think I only have Uber Eats in my market. I apply for DoorDash and Grubhub, but I'm on a waiting list, obviously.
Mhm.
I want to test it myself, but I'm pretty sure. Look, the discussion of cherry picking versus anting has been going around since the start of rideshare 12 years ago,
Mhm.
and I've been only cherry picking all my career, right?
Mhm.
And there are people who ain't. I mean, look, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has figured it out. Whatever works for them, it works for them.
Mhm.
But I don't see any reason to accept garbage orders for DoorDash and for them to squeeze 27% more orders into their system and still lose a couple $100 million. So like, I think after that last quarter with all the positive stuff that they came out, and still hasn't made any money. So I have this vision for your dashers out there that DoorDash one day is going to turn into base pay of 50 cents and work for tips kind of a situation. Do you do
Yep,
you think that's going to happen?
absolutely. So I've said it multiple times in videos. I could see it. I've personally used the number of $1, but if
Well,
they could get away with not paying us any base pay whatsoever, they absolutely, you know, they exploit that to the fullest extent that they could. So certainly, I mean, hell, Uber just lowered my base pay here about a week back. Absolutely, they're going to keep lowering it, right? And I constantly have people all over the country in the comments saying, "Oh, DoorDash just lowered my base pay another quarter," and they don't tend to go through and just do a wide sweep. They tend to go through and pick two or three markets here and there, lower those by a quarter, and then go and screw with somebody else's market. So sure, eventually that's coming.
yeah, because we called it a couple of weeks ago nickel and diming the drivers, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. I mean,
Mhm.
oiling the frog slowly, nobody's going to feel it. Look, as long as there are people who are willing to take $2 orders and deliver them at a loss, because in my market we have Prop 22. There's some sort of protection. Not that
Mhm.
it's a great thing, but because Prop 22, I believe, has killed the delivery market in California for the fact that people accept everything, and has killed tips because they're almost guaranteed 22, 23 bucks an hour anyway. So they just go take those $2 to $3 trash orders, and then I'm like, damn, that's just horrible.
And the customers,
it doesn't make business sense.
The customers have been taught that they can tip like shit or not at all and still get their order delivered.
Yeah,
and it's I think it's a bigger problem than that, because it's the drivers who are allowing that to happen to themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
well, I think the churn and burn and turnover rates have a lot to do with that, right? Because the
of
new
course,
guys, until they churn and burn or burn themselves out, until they learn, DoorDash has taken advantage of them, have them deliver hundreds and hundreds of orders for a couple of bucks anyway.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.